Holy smokes, Litecoin is up 100%. Literally just a few days ago, it was at 100, and now it's at 400. Right here, here's the time, 9:40 a.m. Putting my mouse right here at 9:15 a.m. 9:15 a.m. it hit what is that? 408. I mean, it pulled back a little bit from there, but that's crazy. If you look at this is the GDAX platform, by the way. So this is connected to Coinbase, and this is the platform that I recommend to trade for $0 commissions. And if I zoom out, this is the chart of Litecoin. Just this morning, it was 250, and now it's at 400. And yesterday, it was like 140. I mean, that's like a triple overnight. Back here, my last buy was at 103, and it just, when it went to 140, I thought that was, a substantial amount. Then it pulled back to 120, and then went to 200, and then, just went like crazy. So Litecoin. Litecoin is one of the three main cryptocurrencies that Coinbase has on the GDAX platform. We got, Bitcoin, it's at 17,000 now. Ether, which I gave an alert to members at 360 actually. I think 360 or 370. And I said that if it's able to get to 400, it's going to easily get to 500. And here we are at 586, 588. Litecoin, I did not alert, but I did accumulate some below 100, and now it's, I sold too early, so I'll share some of the trades I made. So actually down here are some of the trades I had, and you could see I bought in the 60s, sold at 57, bought at 52. Bought at 63, sold at 88, and realized that this thing was kind of moving up, so I rebought it at 103, and even at 174. Let me move this down. So even at 174, I still bought, and just looking at, I basically had like at $100. I mean, I accumulated around 60, but like at $100, I had about 10 grand worth. And so by the time that 10 grand became roughly 20 grand, even though I missed a little bit of it, I thought it was time to at least, especially if that happens like in a span of like 2 days, I thought I would just get rid of some of it. And of course, I got rid of it too early. 204, sold some at 232, 220, 240. Just keeps going up, 270, 290, 319, 360, and I reached a point where it's like, all right, I'm not gonna sell anymore because the other portions that I have are hold forever. So I'm not gonna touch that. I'm trying to stay disciplined with that. But of course, it after selling at 360, it goes all the way to 408. So now the next question is, if there is a pullback, where would be the best entry? I would say 247. It's probably 247 around there. So just to put my order where my mouth is, I'll go ahead and put some stuff there. All right, so I'll buy like 15. All right. So that's Litecoin. Ethereum, let me just walk through Ethereum. So I said at Ethereum that I gave an alert at 360 right here, and I said that if it's going to be able to get to 400, it'll easily rip to 500, which it kind of did, but then it pulled back all the way to 400, consolidated here, went over 500, it pulled back to 450, and then from 450, that's where it started skyrocketing, right, to 580. Given this momentum, I think 600 is entirely possible. I started trimming some Where did I trim? I started trimming at 575, 580, and 562. Also some 532. But that's because I had a large position size. Um, but I'm comfortable with what I'm holding um, now, including my core position. So for now, I'm just gonna let it ride. See if it can get to 600. Now, I also wanted to educate you about Litecoin and what it is. So what is Litecoin? And then there's this guy Charlie Lee, right? So just like Bitcoin has this founder guy, like this pseudonymous Satoshi Nakamoto. Um, Nakamoto, I forgot which one's the first name, which one's the last name, but that one's anonymous. Whereas Litecoin, there's actually a guy behind it. He was a former Google employee. He was director of engineering at Coinbase, so he knew a lot of the stuff behind Bitcoin. He was like the head guy, and he broke off and started Litecoin, which is basically uh, Bitcoin takes 10 minutes per transaction, whereas Litecoin is faster. It takes 2.5 minutes, so like 4 times faster. So it's kind of like the analogy the founder Charlie Lee uses is Bitcoin is like gold and Litecoin is like silver, right? So silver is like smaller denominations. It's more realistic and practical in terms of like being able to exchange it for small amounts. I mean, with one Bitcoin at 17,000, I mean, you would use that to like buy houses and stuff. Like you wouldn't use like it for like everyday purchases. Whereas Litecoin has that possibility. It's lower priced. It's got way more volume. Um, it's less of a preciousness in terms of like low supply, where Bitcoin is limited to 21 million. Litecoin has a lot more supply, and so that's and I'll just let you coin market cap. If you go to coinmarketcap.com, this is coinmarketcap.com. They give you a list of all the top coins. You'll see in terms of market cap, Litecoin is now at 18 billion, compared to almost 300 billion for Bitcoin. Ethereum's at 56 billion. So Litecoin's like the third largest in terms of market cap, and then below that it's a lot smaller one. So like Litecoin is pretty big, and as you can see, in a 24-hour period, it went up 87%. Depends on the time of when you calculate it. It was as high as 100 and something percent. So as you know, Bitcoin had futures started trading yesterday or the day before on December 10th, and I think a lot of the attention. What futures does is it attracts a lot more institutions to treat it like a more serious currency, and so that was part of the catalyst for the big rise up in Bitcoin. But once futures started trading, then it looks like people started looking over to Ethereum, and Litecoin, and that's what caused the explosiveness, especially in Litecoin. Went from 100, 400, kind of in a way ridiculous. And obviously, I sold pieces too early, though. Still holding my core position. So I thought that was a significant update. When we learn more about where potential buy entries, I recommended if it gets to it, 247 for Litecoin. Based on this rise, I'm not sure if we'll get there, but we'll see. It doesn't hurt to have a bid there. And Ethereum, I'm hopeful that this will break over 600. So that's my update for cryptocurrency. Oh, I also want to update you guys on my Bitconnect account. So let me log into this thing called Bitconnect.co. Kind of like a half scam, half not, but hey, it's for speculating, it's worth trying out. So let me log in and I'll get right back to you. All right, here we are logged in. So I recorded my very first day when I invested in Bitconnect, and I had an active investment about $1,000. So let me just show you this chart here. So here's, depending on how much money you put in, you get like some like interest every day. And to test it out, I put in like I think like $1,200, and after a couple of days, I added 5,000. So total, I have 6,000 invested. Total earned 3,000. And this is since like 3 months ago. So like it's kind of ridiculous. Active investment 6,250. Have not released any money, and so my total investment is 6,250. This is basically what, a 50% return in 3 months. Obviously we don't know if I'll be able to take it out. So that's the risk, but I don't expect this to fall apart anytime soon. It may further in the future, but um, I mean, given this level of return, I figure it's probably worth it. Um, and if it doesn't, then no big deal. But so here we are, 3133, and if you're interested in giving it a shot, you get an extra bonus if you use this link here. We both get bonuses. I'll put that in the description, and I think when I first saw it, I didn't think it was legit, and I still have hesitations. But if you're willing to put like a small amount and just kind of see what happens, I think this could work, because the thing is, like, everybody logs in and sees how much interest they're earning, and every time they see that, they're going to be more likely to click this button right here to lend Bitconnect, and then like add more and more money. And so the question is, when does the cards fall apart? Well, as long as there's a lot of interest in cryptocurrency, I don't think it's gonna fall apart. So, with Bitcoin at 17,000, Litecoin quadrupling in a couple days, the chances of this falling apart, at least in the next year, I don't think are very high. And so I'd say it's worth doing. So, I recommend putting whatever you're comfortable with, and certainly use this link to get a little bit extra. I think if I click this, and also you could create your own thing too. I forgot what the amount is, but like, let's see. I don't see the amount, but basically they give you some small amount of Bitcoin, for referring people. So and you also get free Bitcoin, so both sides get it. All right, that's it for now. We already see Ethereum at 591, so 600 is not too far away. I guess that's it for the update today. I'll see you guys next time.